Hi guys, today we're looking at gaming coins which I think will bounce back once the BTC does go up. So I will try to cover 4 coins today. I will also cover the confusion between Vanry and TVK, so you can actually use the timestamps below to move towards any section you would like. So first of all, we have the biggest one, Immutable or IMX. Of course this is the biggest one, but I think it still does have a lot of potential. So first of all, let's just look at its peak market cap so we can actually get this coin. So its peak market cap was around 5 billion as of now, and it's trading around 3.3 billion. So I think it still does have a room to grow, which is pretty awesome. So first of all, one of the biggest reason why Immutable is actually still undervalued is that because it will be actually used for transaction fees on their ZK layer 2 or ZK EVM. As of now, their ZK EVM is actually just a second. So I will just refresh this one. So their ZK EVM is basically in early access. So once this is actually in the public, I think the demand for the IMX will increase, and I think we'll see a bigger pump for the IMX as well. So if you look here, the 20% of the protocol fees paid in IMX are reserved for the staking rewards, which is pretty awesome. It is also used for gas fees for ZK EVM, which is pretty awesome. Same goes for the transaction fees. So transaction fees are actually paid in IMX, which is pretty awesome as well. So I think overall it is pretty awesome when it comes to its utility. So this is its vesting schedule. It does have a problem, but first of all we do have some things to look at. So the first thing is their ecosystem. So we have three things: we have marketplace, we have games, and partners. So if you look at the partners, they do have pretty big partners. So if you look at here, I'll just scroll to the top. So we have the biggest one in the Superverse, which is actually a coin as well, which is the biggest one. After that we have, I think the another biggest one could be actually Echelon, which is also the biggest when it comes to interoperability. We also have, after that we have, I think, just a second, we have Naga Games, which is also pretty good, which is a bigger, I think. After that we have, actually, just a second. So as you can see here, they do have we even have RV, which is a pretty big one as well. We also have Safe. So they do have a very big partners ecosystem, which is pretty awesome. After that, if you look at the games, they have a lot of games. So if you look here, this is just I think this is the biggest highlight of the Immutable, the gaming custom, which is pretty big, as you can see here. So basically IMX is the universal gaming token. That means it will be used in a various games, and which is the biggest I think which is the biggest utility that it has. They are also the sponsors of ESL, which is a big gaming tournament holders, so which is a pretty big one. We also have a lot of games, as you can see. They are actually uncountable as of now, so I think that is pretty awesome for this one. So they even have a marketplace where IMX is also used as well for buying and selling as well. We also have Immutable marketplace as well. We have OKX marketplace, we have NFT trades, we even have Nifty gateways, including Rareable, which is a pretty big one. We also have Mintable and King Coin. So they do have a pretty big ecosystem, and I think that is one of the biggest highlight of this coin. After that, this is just a bigger picture of this their ecosystem. As you can see, this is a massive ecosystem, and I think this will actually pump the token to the new highs in the next bull run, or even in this bull run, once we actually see a Bitcoin going up. But as of now, overall market conditions aren't that good, so I don't think that we can expect any pump from this coin. But still, I think this could be a pretty good coin to accumulate. So even there, one of the product is actually Immutable Passport, and it has actually passed over 400k signups, which is a pretty big one. So after that, if we look at its price, if we let's just look at its supply. As of now, it has circulating supply of 1.4 billion, and it has a max supply of 2 billion. So if we just look at the vesting schedule, so we are actually here. So if we look here, most of as of now we have private investors, public sales, users are actually getting their tokens. Public sales too, as you can see here in the gray color. So the investors have actually got their tokens. So I think we may have actually passed a worst period, because I think most of the investors may have sold out their token, or most of them may be holding, but I think we have seen that sell pressure, which is pretty good. So as of now the public is getting their tokens, which means we may have slight sell pressure each month till 2025. So that is, you have to keep that in mind. But still, overall I think it does have a good tokenomics, and I don't think that we have to worry about supply as of now. So looking at its price, I think this coin is a pretty good for the accumulation. Once the BTC does go down, I think this will actually bounce back pretty strong, and as of now it has been actually trying to bounce back as well. So I think still, if we are planning to enter in this coin as spot trading, I think the first entry is pretty good, around 1.7 to 1.6, which is a pretty awesome entry. If not, I think we do have a pretty good entry around at this demand zone, which looks kinda small, but I think this could actually get filled around, just a second, around 1.2 to 1.21 is a pretty awesome. And after that I think we can enter below at this point around, just a second, I think it's so around 86 to 77. And after that I think we have entries below here around 57 to 50 cent. And as for its price prediction, I think if it does actually hit its market cap of 10 billion, and I think that is very much possible, because gaming industry is actually, as of now it's down, but I think it does have a pretty big future, and I think it will most likely grow slowly. So I think this coin could actually end up hitting $10 or even more than that. So but if we see a full supply in the circulation, let's just say that we have a 2 billion supply in the circulation, and if it has a 2 billion market cap, its price will be around, I think, 50 cents. So if it does have a 4 billion market cap, its price will be around $1. So if it does hit a 2 billion circulating supply, and its market cap hits around, I think, 10 billion, or sorry, 20 billion, I hope I'm right. So if it hits 20 billion, I think the price will be around $10, which is a possible, and hitting 20 billion as of now may not be possible, but I think in the future, once we have a broader adoption for the gaming and the blockchain games, I think it will actually end up hitting $10 or even more than that. So this was it for the Immutable X. So I will move to other coins. So after that we have a Vanar chain, which is a pretty big crypto project, and the token is called Vanry. So this is basically a rebrand of TVK or Terra Virtua or Virtua coin. So as of now, they actually made the transition from Vanar to, Vanry, from TVK to Vanry. So they actually did a swap on most of the centralized exchanges, but for Coinbase and Kraken, it has not happened. So if you have actually TVK on the Coinbase or Kraken, you can actually swap that using their swap portal. As you can see here, you can easily swap using your you can swap easily from TVK to Vanry, but you cannot swap back from Vanry to TVK. So eventually TVK will cease to exist, but as of now it does exist. So it is not a good idea to swap, because there is a price difference between TVK and Vanry. So it is one-to-one swap, so it is not profitable for you from going TVK to Vanry. So if the Coinbase does the transfer, that is pretty safe, but as of now I don't think it's worth transferring from it's worth doing yourself. So it is better to wait for for Coinbase to do the swap, or Kraken, but I don't think that you have to do the swap. So we have actually, so in terms of its potential, I think this coin has a lot of potential, because if you look here, they have actually, the Vanar is actually their own solution for the gaming and other solutions. So they have various solutions. So just a second, they are also into VR. These are their solutions. We have Vanar for brands, we have Vanar for games, we have Vanar for retail, and Vanar for AI, which is pretty big, and Vanar for mixed reality or metaverse. So if we just scroll down and look at their partners, they actually partnered with Google Cloud, which was pretty big. They partnered with Nvidia. Even we have Viva, we even have Immunify, we have Dequest, We even have binance-crypto.com, and as you can see, they do have a pretty good partners and pretty big ones as well. So I think that is one of the reasons why this coin will most likely do good. So the actual roadmap for their coin or for their chain is to launch in uh, phase 3 or Q2 of 2024. So we are expecting mainnet launch, and I think that will be a big one, and right after that I think we'll see a lot of demand for Vanry as well as TVK. So if the Vanry pumps, I think the TVK will actually pump. So that is understood because it does have a low market cap from Vanry. So the TVK pump will be even more than the Vanry, because Vanry has a lot of market cap and it only the TVK only has 30 million. So just a second. So if you look here, they will also introduce staking as well, so that will be pretty big for them. And in terms of supply, we do have increase in supply. I think we have the TVK supply was around 1.2 billion, and whereas for Vanry the supply actually increased to 2.4 billion. So still it doesn't matter because we have one-to-one swap, so it does not impact anything here. So still if the coin investor the swap, I think you will mostly end up getting more tokens because there is a spread in the price. So I think you don't have to worry if you're holding it on a Coinbase, and as long as they do not delist it, I think it's pretty safe to hold on a Coinbase. So it is better you keep an eye on any news about TVK on the Coinbase. That would be pretty that would be better. So in terms of other news, I think we do have pretty big things in Q3 as well. We have gaming and XR ecosystem. We also have ecosystem expansion, which will be big. They also have AI program coming up in the Q3 as well. So I think Q2 and Q3 are worth looking at for this coin. In terms of its price, I won't be giving any price because we actually have to wait for their mainnet and how it does. If it does good, I think it's going towards $1. If it does not do good, I think we'll probably see a pretty good correction for this coin. So yeah, this was it for the Vanry and the TVK. So after that we have Echelon Prime. I did cover this coin a while back, and I think it was 2 or 3 days ago. So I think that video is still valid, so I will just include that clip here, so you can check that out. So one of the coin is called Echelon Prime. I think this is one of the best coin in the base ecosystem because of its utility. So it is going to be used in various games across the ecosystem. So as of now we have 2 games. We have Parallel TCG, which is in the beta, and we have Parallel Colony, so which is actually is in currently development. So beside that, the Prime token itself does have pretty good utility. So it is used for governance as well as power gated tokens for their services such as products, services and experience called Prime Skins. So they also have marketplace as well. So they do have a pretty good ecosystem when it comes to their games. As you can see here, this one actually has over 743 million market cap, which is a massive market cap. So I think we'll have to wait for a proper correction to get into this coin. And if you look here, the coin, there is a problem with this coin, which is its supply. So if you look here, as of now we have around 39 million supply in the circulation, and if you look here, we have the investors and the team is actually getting the tokens also, or the parallel reserve studios are getting the tokens. So that is a problematic because the parallel studio is basically the builders behind their ecosystem, so their investors are actually getting their tokens. So I think we may see a sell pressure from the investors, and that could be a problem since the token itself is actually going down, and I think the most likely reason is that the investors are actually selling, and so we have to be careful with that. But I think this coin is a pretty good buy if we are actually looking to buy it in the long term, and I think this one actually will pump and could actually end up hitting the $50 or even higher than that. So I think the first entry was a pretty good, which was around here. So if so the first entry is around pretty good, around $13.9 to $13.3. after that we do have a pretty good entry around at this point. This is a pretty good demand zone around 12 to 11. If not, I think we can actually enter at the at around 10 to 9.5. If not, we can enter below that. So these are all the dollar cost averages entries. So if we are able to buy in a small chunks at these entries, I think we'll have a pretty good profitable trade in the future. Aavegotchi or GHST is also another interesting coin, gaming coin, and I did cover this a while back, and I think that video is still valid. I will be including that clip as well here. So after that we have Aavegotchi. The coin is called GHST. This one is a pretty interesting as well. So this is on a multi-chain. It is on Polygon, Ethereum as well as on Base. So they actually saw a biggest growth after announcing their own chain, which is Gotchi chain, which is using Base as a settling layer. So this is a layer 3 solution, Gotchi chain itself. So this will be actually using GHST as a gas token, and it's coming in 2024, and this is going to be big. So they do have pretty big ecosystem, including, and they have 3 games as of now, which is Gossiverse, Spirit Force Arena, we have Gotchi Heroes. So they are basically it is a companion across a multiverse of games. So this is a pretty good project when it comes to the gaming, and I think this could actually will do probably well in the future as well. But as of now, it has gone so much up and it's in the correction as of now. So I think we may have a pretty good entry. So the first entry which I am looking at is a pretty interesting one, which is I think around here. So if we are able to enter it, this one is a pretty riskier, around $1.62 to 1.57. This one is a riskier, but I think if you are able to get this one, it could be pretty profitable in the future. And we also have a pretty good entry point around here, which is around 1.37 to 1.29. So basically, if we are able to average dollar cost average in for at these prices, I think we will have a profitable trade in the future. And if you are interested, you can also enter even below $1, which is I think around 1.05 to 98 cent, which is a pretty good entry. If not, after that we also have a pretty good entry, and I think this is most likely the biggest bounce back point for this coin, which is around 0.9 or 0.87 or 90 cent. In between 90 cent and 87 is a pretty good entry for this coin.